this event dedicated to discussing petroleum and mining engineers' role in the era of energy transition. Why we thought it would be important to have such an event dedicated to this topic? Well, because many believe that petroleum and mining engineers are on their way to extinction. But actually what they have not understood is that petroleum and mining professionals are truly key to the energy transition process. So today we're very happy to introduce you professionals from these two groups of petroleum and mining engineers who will share stories and disclose how their competences are needed and valued in the job market, and how they're making a difference in this new energy scenario. So to begin with, we start with Massimiliano Giamberini, who is a professional who graduated, gained a master from Politecnico di Torino, who has now a brilliant career. And not only that, he is also very active within the Society of Petroleum Engineers, and so is a reference point for young professionals, and is now introducing himself and his colleagues who will talk to us and let us know what they think about their current life and professional career. Thank you, Massimiliano.
Thank you, Francesca. I upload some slides. Let me double check if you can see at all the screen, please. Could you see, right? Okay, so I can start. I'm Massimiliano Giamberini, currently working as a reservoir engineer at Eni, and I'm also an ex-alum.
I don't see the slides yet. I don't see them showing.
Could you see?
No, we do not. Okay, now it's coming.
Oh, perfect. So,
thank you.
Okay, entire screen. Okay, excuse me. I'm Massimiliano Giamberini, so currently working as a reservoir engineer at Eni, and I am also an ex-alumno of Politecnico di Torino, having done the second level specialized master in petroleum engineering and operation. For me, so it's really a pleasure to be here in contact with you all that currently are students of Polito, but in future, I hope, young professional of energy sector. I think that moments like these, so mentorship-like, I think I can say, it's really important and useful because you have the opportunity to listen to storytelling, example of older people working in petroleum engineering, in order also to understand what you really want to do and to become as a person, but also as professional. I'm here so to make an introduction about petroleum engineers. I want to underline that me and also the other colleagues that we speak after in a while, we all are members of SP, that stands for Society of Petroleum Engineering. For me, it's important because this is the largest association of oil and gas sector. And I'm also inside having the role of faculty liaison. And so will be really crucial for me to collaborate with students like you and also with the brilliant Ateneo as Politecnico di Torino. I want only brief to stress, underline some aspects that extrapolate in the mission and vision of SPE. First of all, the dissemination of technical knowledge. I think as for students like you is often a Politecnico, it's crucial point. Then also the opportunities for professional, because petroleum sector is globally spread. So personally, I think that having a good network is essential to live within this world. And then also the new opening to environmental sustainability topics, because all the oil and gas majors are done a lot of efforts, put a lot of efforts regarding these topics, and that is crucial for the future of the sector. And also SP, as you can see here on the right, started last year I can say, a series of events regarding decarbonization. We already done 3 episodes, so 3 events, but a lot of new initiatives are on the way, I can say. So now I want to introduce you, the colleagues that are all petroleum engineers. So it's a pleasure to give the floor to Maria Giulia, Giorgio, and Matteo. And then I want to also underline that for all us will be really important to answer to all your curiosities and questions in the Q&A section. Please, Giulia, it's your turn, please.
I share mine, or can you go?
I can, Giulia.
Okay. Good afternoon to all. I'm really happy to be here. I'm actually working as a consultant in a top management consultancy company. And here I've selected some of the projects I love the most I could work. And also I really would like to highlight how the Master in Petroleum Engineering that I did in 2012-2013 really was a very important step change for my career life and opened to me a series of projects and opportunities that I couldn't have without it, and really show me how I can be impactful, not only for the company where I work for, but also for the society. So here, I don't want to spend too much time. I just put some picture that I hope you enjoy. So I had the opportunity in 2007 to work on a renewable project of a wave energy converter. It was a conceptual project, but now the pilot has been installed in Ravenna. And then I start working as a structural offshore engineer and work in Italy, in Norway. It was super exciting, but then I took this decision to go back to the desk. So I can say that that was a very, I thought a lot about this decision. It's not easy to go back studying while you're working, but I'm completely satisfied by this choice. And after the Master in Petroleum Engineer, I entered in a majors. Really, inside the majors, you can do projects that are really, really of an incredible importance, I would say. And for example, in 2015, I was part of a 10-person team who was managing the operation in Dubai from a subsurface point of view. And this was a super giant. In 3 years, we doubled, almost doubled the production. It was plus 75% on a field that was in production since 1951. When I was back, I had another great opportunity that was to coordinate the digital transformation of Eni from a reservoir point of view. So all the projects dedicated to reservoir were 14 projects between machine learning, artificial intelligence, real-time monitoring, augmented reality. And also this was really an incredible opportunity, something that I could have never imagined while I was at the university. And my last experience in Eni was to participate to a final investment decision on a greenfield development in Algeria, a decision of almost 1 billion. And of course, I did a very small part in the decision process, but I was inside this big machine. I was an ingredient. I was a small piece of this big machine, and it was super exciting. On parallel, I'm working in SPE, as Massimiliano said, and I had the opportunity to become the chairperson of a young professional. I completed an executive MBA at Bocconi, and now I'm still working on energy and natural resources in a top management consultancy company where I have the possibility to influence decision of the leaders of international oil company or national oil company. Sometimes also other companies is not, we can be a little bit more flexible. So I'm truly satisfied, and most of these I really have to, is really thanks to the Master in Petroleum Engineers. So I'm really grateful, and I'm really happy that I took this opportunity, and so I think you did a great choice being here. I put some more slides, this more on diversity. I don't want to go very in deep, just saying that diversity is your strength, that also the work environment can be very competitive, and there can be people that want to use your diversity to make you feel weak. And so you have to take your intellectual instruments to fight this. And I mean, if you have some more information, you can write me. I had to work on this a lot, but really, you have to find a way in which your diversity is your strength. And the diversity can be everything. Can be also now neurodiversity, for example. So really, just be aware that you are gonna go in that there can be some processes that are competitive, and not all the competition is fair, let's say. So again, I think in the question and answer session, we will go more in details on the reason for why these are exciting time for us as petroleum and mining engineers. I just want to give you an advice that is to make clarity on your goals. As you saw on my career path, you can be everywhere after these studies. I put also some what if, because sometimes you can have also some opportunities you are not going to explore that are, in any case, could be truly, truly exciting.
Thank you very much, Giulia. I think we would like to hear from the other colleagues because the time is really short. So thank you for your contribution.
Please, Giorgio. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Massimiliano and Francesca, for your kind introduction. I'm Giorgio Russo, currently working at ENI. So my journey started back in 2010 when from the south of Italy I left for Turin when I started the bachelor degree in energy engineering. Then for my master, I decided to change because I felt something different was right for me, and that was a great choice. In the top left part of this slide, you can have a feeling of my 2-year experience during the Master of Science at Politecnico di Torino in Petroleum Engineering, a really international, multicultural experience where you can even in free time taste specialties from all over the world. Your colleagues will prepare for you from Kazakhstan, Lebanon, Singapore, Greece, and so on and so forth. And this experience ended with another great chance. So my final thesis was developed like an exchange student abroad in Turkey at Istanbul Technical University, where I had the chance to put my hands on real rocks samples. So, you know, to touch with your hands the reservoir you're studying is really exciting. This was, of course, like many of us, not an easy journey, because when I graduated, the oil barrel was during a downturn, so the price was really, really low. I couldn't find any job in the upstream industry, but you know, if you really try hard, you end up with a good result. In my case, was a job as a project engineer in the downstream refining sector for ExxonMobil in the south of Italy. I spent almost 1 year and a half there, really operational experience, important. But then, like Giulia before, I made a strong decision, maybe at that time somehow also a crazy decision to resign and go back to Politecnico for the second level specializing master in petroleum engineering. Thanks to this path, now I am working in the upstream, so in the sector that I'm really passionate and interested about in ENI as a reservoir engineer. So I analyze, optimize, fields, oil and gas fields all over the world for E&I. And that is why a key takeaway from my experience for you could be that life is not always a straight line. There is nothing bad about that, as long as you enjoy your journey, made up also of detours and meanders, let's say. And okay, this slide is for the fun part, so do not forget to have fun during your journey, and maybe at the end of your work day on the gas platform, you may have the chance to fish something. Do not eat the fish on the platform like I did, because then the results is the one on the right. Okay. And really I wish you all the best in your endeavor and forthcoming career. Thank you.
Thank you, Giorgio. Matteo, please.
Thank you, Max. Hello, everyone. My name is Matteo Trevisan, and I'm a production engineer working currently for E&I Cova plant in Basilicata, southern Italy. This oil and gas facility it treats the oil and gas coming from one of the biggest onshore reservoirs in Europe, and this gives you the idea of what, let's say, taking a path at Politecnico di Torino gives you. Furthermore, I am in the SP Italian section board, and in which I am the responsible for the cooperation and coordination with other SPE sections worldwide. So let's jump to a short video of myself. I am from Padova, originally from Padova, which is in the north of Italy, and that's where I studied chemical engineering. I attended chemical engineering because I was really interested in plants, and what I did most was petrochemical and refineries. For my master thesis, I got the incredible opportunity to go 1 year in London, where I worked at PSE, Process System Enterprise, which is a software house in which I had to develop basically an application to predict natural gas condensation in pipeline networks in the North Sea. And that's where I really got interested into how oil and gas were produced and where oil and gas came from. So I got a hint of what upstream was, and I decided to get into more details. And so I decided to perform the second level specializing master at Politecnico di Torino, which was an incredible opportunity to learn everything from the reservoir, rock mechanics, so all that it's needed to become, let's say, a complete petroleum engineer. And also in these two things that I just mentioned to you, the experience in London and the experience in Turin, which were, let's say, far from home, because I come from Padua, which is northeast, I got the possibility to learn what really multiculturality means to really big cities full of young people, and that's been really an amazing experience for me. And after the master, I got hired by E&I in Milan, and that's after a couple of years in headquarters, I'm now following the turnaround activities at Cova here in Basilicata, and that gives you the idea of what again a path like this one can bring to you. Just to mention one data, the total budget for the turnaround activity is more than 150 million euros. So really high budget activities and projects you could see by performing this kind of master. And here in this slide and also in the following one, you see a lot of friendly faces, me with colleagues and university peers, and that's one of the messages that I want to bring to you, to work in team, to have fun working with your colleagues, because that's really one of the paramount things that the industry asks you. And so to get involved, to have fun, to laugh, but also to be able to collaborate. And also the second takeaway is to get your hands dirty. And I don't mean like practically, because I'm now in the field and I face daily practical work. So get your hands dirty, but also as a metaphor to get out of your comfort zone, to again, exchange visions, points of view with the colleagues, and take the initiative and be proactive, because that's eventually how you succeed in your work, but also in your life. So thanks again to everyone, and I leave the floor to other colleagues.
Thank you very much. I really appreciated introducing yourself, guys. It was very nice hearing from you, and also thank you for sharing tips with our prospective students. And now I'm happy to leave the floor to the mining engineers to hear about the other side of the moon. And I would kindly ask Morgane to speak first and introduce herself and let us know how it happened that she became a mining engineer.
Sure. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. So I'm Morgane. I am 26, and I am a mine geologist. So I am an engineer in geology, something we do not exist in Italy. Actually, I didn't do the Politecnico of Torino. Maybe I am the only one in here who didn't do it among the speakers. So I am from Paris. I'm French, and I had the opportunity to do a master degree in the Engineering School of Geology of Nancy, in north of France, northeast. Then I have worked a few months as an intern as Sibalco. So I have worked in open pits, in silica and feldspar sands quarries. And since I'm graduate, so 2018, I'm working for Imerys, so which is in the mining part, so no petrol for me. So I am working as a mine geologist in an underground mine of talc. As a mine geologist, so I have to help the production in the following, to follow all the lithologies and the quality we can find in the mine in order to be sure that we provide the clients what they need. But this is the daily part of the job. The most important part of the job is try to find some extension of the mine, so manage and coordinate some drilling campaigns of exploration. Be sure that the support of the galleries is okay and that we cannot have any accident in the mine. A lot of geostatistics, so mathematics is not just for school, you do it even next. So geostatistics in order to do models to be sure to find the ore where we need. And since I am working for Imerys, I also had the occasion to work in a lot of other open pit quarries, mainly for carbonates, even in the next to Roma and in Abruzzo, in the center of Italy. So this is all for me. Very quick introduction. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And so last but not least, we have Diego Zurolo, who will introduce himself and also share his experience.
Good afternoon to everyone. Let me know if you can see the presentation.
Yes, it's here. Thank you.
Fantastic. So good afternoon to everyone. Thanks for this opportunity. It's always a pleasure to share the passion and the love for this topic with other colleagues, also from different place and different age. I'm Diego. I currently am the general manager of an underground mine in the north of Scotland. And everything started in 2012 after the graduation at Politecnico di Torino that happened in October. And literally after 2 weeks, I had the opportunity to become the assistant of the mine manager of that time in this mine in Scotland, where for 3 months I have assisted him and put in place directly on the field what I have learned in 5 years of Politecnico di Torino. After that, another opportunity, always with the same holding, that is Minerali Industriali, that is an Italian company, one of the major in Italy. I traveled in Brazil, between Brazil and Colombia, where I worked there for 2 years as the coordinator for a building project of plant that treats sand, feldspar, and dolomite. After 2 years, I came back in Scotland, where I became the mine manager, and I ran the underground mine and the plant treatment close for 4 years and a half. After that, I've decided to make another step, and always thanks to the basic also in math, in finance that I received from Politecnico di Torino. I made another step, and in 2018, I graduated in an executive master in business administration that gave me the opportunity to become what I'm now, like the general manager of the company and the UK coordinator of all the action and new investment for Minerali Industriali in UK. Just to finish my very quick presentation, that is the focus of what I learned in Politecnico di Torino, that is united we stand, but divided we fall. That is the unions make power. You will learn during your career at the university that your friends that at one point will become your colleagues, that maybe at one point will become your employees or your boss, will always help you if you know how to help them. And you can become important, you can become rich if you want. Always work together. Thanks very much for this opportunity.
Okay, thank you all. So now I have a few curiosities, and I will kindly ask you to answer my questions with a round of table, virtual round of table, of course, and maybe short questions would be appreciated so that I can ask you more and more, and so we can try to satisfy some of the curiosities that I figure out prospective students might have. So my first questions would be, how much do you feel that, or do you believe that a specific academic career has helped you in your professional career? I mean, would you have become who you are now if you didn't have a career in academic, of course, academic career in petroleum and mining? And would you be the same people you are now, professionally speaking? So I think I will like to start this time from Morgane and Diego, and then we go backward to my colleagues from the petroleum field.
Diego, if you want to start.
Okay, thanks, Morgane. Direct answer is literally no. I become what I'm now thanks, of course, all the courses and all the knowledge that I received from professor of high level that you can find in Politecnico di Torino. And also thanks to the all cooperation and collaboration that Politecnico di Torino has with the external company, as for example, Minerali Industriali. So directly answer is no, I couldn't become what I'm now without the career at Politecnico di Torino. Morgane, if you want to answer.
So I didn't do the Politecnico, but I've done another school, and I don't think I could have done be where I am now without this school. It gave me the keys and to learn the base. Even if I think during the first year of work you learn like 1,000 times more than during the whole per course during all the scholarship. But I think that just they give you all the professors there are, and all the network work you create during the year at the university are essential in order to well start your career. So no, I don't think I would be there without my first year in university.
Okay, thank you. Giorgio, would you start first this time?
Yeah, thank you. So also for me, the answer is no. I think the professional today, I'm building actually my own professional career, and I couldn't succeed in it without the knowledge of Politecnico and the curiosity. This kind of master teaches you, because as I usually say, other kind of engineering topic, you basically design something. Instead, the Master of Science in Petroleum and in Mining Engineers develop you in order to discover something that is slightly different, so not easy to teach.
Yeah, I will add to what Giorgio just said, that engineering and in particular petroleum and also mining engineering gives you the building blocks on which to build and to develop your own career. And I've seen here in the field right now many skilled professionals and many people with no engineering degree, but and really highly skilled people, but many times with no practical way to approach problems. And that's really, personally, I believe that's one of the things that I acquired thanks to my studies, and in particular in the petroleum engineering and operations degree that I attended. So basically, the answer, Francesca, is no. I could work probably in this sector. Many people, really, again, technically skilled people, work also without a degree, but the possibilities and the approach to this kind of industry changes completely having a degree such as ours.
Thank you. Julia?
Yeah, definitely not. And I think, for example, before the Master in Politecnico of Torino, I tried 3 years to get inside E&I, but I couldn't, and I wasn't even called for an interview. And so I think, I mean, it was a great step to do the Master and to have actually all the knowledge to work in the core business, because that's completely different than working in other departments. And really, petroleum engineering in this case is really the core business of a majors, and it gives you the opportunity to see the project from the core is completely different.
And Massimiliano, what's your point of view?
I think that colleagues said all. As I said initially in my slide, the networking that could give the Politecnico di Torino or Ateneus like it are essential to start the professional career. And also, as Matteo said, as a brick, so the mentality that the courses could give you is far away, so essential to start a brilliant career.
Okay, thank you. And I would like to go back to my provocative statement at the very beginning of this webinar, which is any belief that we're dinosaurs. Okay, so we're on our way to extinction, which for you who are all young professionals, it's quite bizarre. So my question would be, do you really feel like you're dinosaurs, or do you feel like you're truly contributing to the energy transition era? Okay, because this is also important. It's essential that the new generations who start a career in petroleum and mining fully understand that there's a role for these professionals. And I think you are seeing the new roles and the new activities to be carried out. So my questions to you is exactly this one. Do you feel there is a future for petroleum engineers and mining engineers? I mean, despite the name, which sounds so old, I think that the activities are quite new and actually breakthrough. Am I right? What can you tell me from the perspective of young people in the market, in working for companies? So, okay, I will lead just the round table. Maybe we start from Giulia. You can answer first. Please.
I actually think that petroleum engineers, and in general, also in my case, as consultant, I feel like a main character of the energy transition. And I want also to say that the energy transition is also a part of the decarbonization process. And in this, I would say that we can really do a lot. Just mentioning the carbon capture and storage. Then I would talk a lot, but really I feel one of the main characters at the tables of these discussions.
Okay, great. Giorgio.
Well, I have just 2 points. First of all, natural gas is crucial during the energy transition because it's much cleaner than coal. So it's a fundamental source to achieve reduction of CO2. And oil is not only used to, as a source of energy, but mainly it's fundamental as a feedstock for plastics, medicine, so many other applications. So once someone said that burning oil to make energy is like burning a Picasso, because there is so much value in it that actually it's a pity to burn it just for energy. So probably that is the way out of this.
Okay, Matteo.
I would say that, in the course of evolution from dinosaurs evolved amazing creatures. And so, like with this metaphor, I mean that I feel that the transition towards a better world passes through the oil and gas and also mining majors. So these companies have the power to twist what could happen in the future, also together with the government. So I think that being in a major right now, being it petroleum, oil and gas, or mining major, really you have the possibility to build a better future for yourself, but also for all the people who live this world right now. So I think that we're not dinosaurs, and instead we could do great things, evolving from dinosaurs, which we probably were 100 years ago, into something beautiful.
Okay, Massimiliano.
I think, and I wish not to be a dinosaur. And also, as also said the International Energy Agency, so the goal is to reduce, of course, the global emissions, but in fact, a lot of efforts are putting the oil and gas majors to do that. And also starting from energy efficiency, biofuel, blue products, and also, as you said, maybe in my slide before, CCUS, so carbon capture and storage. So I think that we, as a young professional inside this industry, can do a lot. And so also you, as students, but future, I hope, a young professional of the sector could do a lot to bring innovation inside the sector. So I hope, yes.
Thank you. Okay, and what about the mining engineers? I mean, mining you envision someone all dirty that goes down in the earth through tunnels. But what about all the rare earth materials which are used in modern technologies? What can you tell me? Is this related to mining?
There is 2 points very important. As you have just said, energy transition needs mining because all the wind turbine, the solar panel needs some minerals to be processed in order to create them. For example, talking about energy transition, we are talking about a lot about electric cars. An electric car needs 4 times more minerals than a conventional one. So I think that mining is an important part to play in energy transition. We need to extract more. Why? Because we are more and more people in this earth and we will continue to extract. I don't think that mining is something in extinction. Maybe the formation in Europe. I think now in France, we have between 150 and 200 people graduate each year in petroleum and mining. That's not a lot. I think there is a lot more jobs that those people could take if they choose to do this purpose. So I think maybe the formation is an extension, but not the job.
I can only agree totally with my colleague Morgane. The mine is for the future quite vital. Doesn't matter which type, that would be talc, could be sand, could be lithium. In any case, the request of raw materials for the future are going to increase in any case. So, but I agree also with Morgane that is the formation that is going to disappear. So it's extremely important for this new student, this new generation to lead, as Massimiliano said, this new mentality of processing and working on environmental friendly mind and also sustainability. So I don't consider myself a dinosaur. More or less, I consider maybe myself like a new species of mining engineer, like the fusion from the future and the past.
I really like this vision. A quick question, very quick, to the best of your knowledge, based on your own experience. How easy or how difficult is it to find a job in the field? What was your experience about this? When I graduated was quite some time ago, so this is would not be indicative of how the market has evolved right now, but for you, it's quite a recent experience. So, again, maybe starting from Giulia, Giorgio, Matteo, Massimiliano, and then Morgane and Diego. Quickly, how easy, how difficult to find a job?
I think it was, in my case, the point is that we did the master that was a facilitator to enter inside the ENI. So, of course, the passage from the master to ENI was easy. It was for 100% of the person in the room. I would talk maybe from the passage to get inside the master. And I have to say that
find a job.
Probably due to many reasons was so much easier than many other usually, if for a very good job, you have maybe 25, 100 applicants. In that case, it was 1/3 or 1/4. So you can do the math, let's say.
But after that, you also changed the job, so you went to different companies. So I guess that you had opportunities there.
Yeah, I think in that case, probably having so exciting careers and so diverse career, because was of course a plus to make my CV to attract attention on the CV. And then for that, there was also the Master in Business Administration. So it would be, but of course, having a diverse career and very specific competence is very important also to consultancy company, because, for example, there are many mechanical engineers, many informatic engineers. Having something precious, specific, and different from others is, as I said in the presentation, a strength.
For my side, I would say that finding a job is a kind of job. So actually, nothing comes automatically, especially when you graduate during a major industry downturn, like I did in 2016. But if your goal, your target is really important for you, and you put all your energy in it, you can definitely succeed. And as a petroleum engineer, there are several opportunities also outside the upstream sector. For example, I got a job offer in utility, a company in Turin of the gas network of municipality, or I got a job in the downstream sector, so in refining. So, you know, it's up to you. Job won't find you. So you need to work for it.
Yeah, and I would add to what Giorgio just mentioned, that we are petroleum engineers, we're mining engineers, but after all, we are engineers, which is still one of the profession which is really, really required by the industry. And here I link myself to the message that I brought to you earlier, to get your hands dirty, to be open to different possibilities and to get out of the comfort zone. Don't get stuck into the idea, I want to become a petroleum engineer for that or that company. If you don't create your possibility, you will get stuck, and that's not, I think that's not good for you. So get out of the comfort zone. You will probably not find the best job for you as soon as you get out of the university. I mean, many lucky person found it, but not for everyone. So get out and say yes to possibilities and to job offers. And if you value, and you must show that you value, you will find a way to succeed in getting inside that or that other company. So yeah, get out of the comfort zone. Say yes also to what might seem to you not the best option for a certain period of your life, for example. But yeah, get your hands dirty.
I think that networking is fundamental, and I think that Politecnico di Torino can give you all this gap, I can say, a bridge between students to also professional conversion. So good job, a good choice also.
Diego, Morgane.
Again, I can only agree with all my colleagues, especially with Matteo and Massimiliano. At the beginning, maybe you're not going to find exactly the job that you were desired or that you're hoping. But if you, as Massimiliano said, thanks to the network and thanks to the flexibility that the Politecnico di Torino will give you, the chance to find a job that you like, a job that you love, a job that will give you passion to wake up every day with a smile, with a laughing, also resolving problems that you couldn't think that exist, this Politecnico di Torino could do for you. So I will strongly recommend this university, because also for me was I will say not easy, but a big help to find the job that I was looking for. Morgane?
So for me, it was easy to find a job. I have to say that I had two opportunities even before to be graduate. And I know that in my specialty, management of raw materials and mineral resources, more than 50% of the people had already firm a contract before being graduate. So not a lot of difficulties. As I said before, there are a lot of opportunity in mining and in petroleum, but there are less people who are interested in doing a career and a formation there. So there are opportunities, and in my case, it wasn't hard to find a job. For the people of my specialty who have who had more difficulties to find it, it was about 4 to 6 months. So no, doing that kind of formation is really good for your CV and your career. You can find a job.
Okay, thank you. Now this awkward question, we are perceived as the bad guys, the ones who pollute the world against anything that can be done for climate change and mitigation of pollution. So did you really ever perceived had any issue with social acceptance? Did anyone came back to you saying, wow, you should do something different to the benefit of the world? Did this ever happen to you? Julia, you're nodding. Did this happen to you?
I would say that the strongest, probably this is why all the others I didn't consider, was from my sister. So that's really, really active on climate change side. She really feels a lot, and I feel it a lot, and this is why I'm part of many sustainability programs. So when it comes from family, it's so strong that probably all the others go on a second grade, let's say. But I have to say that I love so much the job as a petroleum engineer, as a reservoir engineering, and my job now link also with energy transition, that in my opinion, I've never considered that. And also it is studied that there is a direct proportion between welfare and the presence of energy. And now we are providing more than 60% of the energy consumption. So I feel we are doing good in the society we are going through. The direction of the society doesn't depend just on us, that depends on everyone. So depends, I mean, it's a very broad speech.
Very true. Diego, what do you feel about this?
Well, during my career, I've never received any, we say, insult or bad view from anyone, luckily. The only thing that I can say is that when I present myself as an engineer in environmental and geoengineering, something like that, a lot of people tell me, do you still exist? There still exists this such of university, and this is like a challenge for me and for us, just to show them that yes, we are, yes, we exist, and yes, we do good things.
I could not agree more. Massimiliano, did you want
to say
something?
Yes, I think that you can, a person can be afraid of this sector if he doesn't know very well for what he's talking about. And so my advice is if you can interact to specialists, to technicians of the energy sector, you will believe that for sure all these suspect things can evaporate, I can think. So believe in me, trust me.
Yeah, and if I could add also the other way around, if you get out and some of your friends tell you, oh, you're polluting the world, please explain to them what we are actually doing to improve to a better society. I feel really really pleasured when I, let's say, enlighten some friends whose beliefs are driven by media, that we are the bad guys, telling them that we're actually doing something to improve, and let's say asking them what they're actually doing. So it starts from us, because we are the majors, and we, as I was mentioning earlier, energy transition passes through us, but also it passes through each single individual uses in consumption. And so yeah, that's really one thing that I strongly invite all of you passionate for the energy to do, to talk to people, to explain in good manners your point of view, and yeah, that will probably help in making these industries better.
Yeah, I totally agree with Matteo. And one reply I usually make one point with friends and so on that are afraid by petroleum or mining is that basically any kind of energy source, any kind of feedstock material is not bad or good itself. It is it depends on the choice we make on how to use it. So even something that cannot be replaced, such as oil, can be used in a positive way. Let's think about Norway, that has a fund for future generation that guarantees the future of Norway when oil will be run over. So really, it's more a decision-making process, also related to politics at the end of the day.
Absolutely so. Now we're, unfortunately, because I think this was a very, very interesting discussion, and I really appreciated your comments and your sharing your points of view. But before we say goodbye, one word from the ladies sitting here. How is a career in engineering or mining engineering as a female? Did you ever experienced some sorts of discrimination? Did you believe it's harder than for male? How was your life? Would you encourage other females to take the same career? Morgane.
I think that as a woman, maybe at the beginning it's a little bit harder. I am, for example, on site. So we are 2 women among 50 men, so operators. It's not every day easy, but I think it's a really good experience, make you big stronger. You need to have character, and it's not easy every day, but it's something you can do, and I think that everyone can do it. But I don't think that this is the easier path, but I strongly recommend also to women interested in this this kind of career to try it, because it's doable. And for example, I know that in my specialization for the first year, since a lot of time, there were 50% of women, and I think it's a good thing because we can do it also.
I would say that that's for sure a career for a woman, and you have to pursue it if you really like. I would say in my case, I had many incidents because of being a woman, and including sexual harassment, including I would say the biggest difficult for me was when there was a big change and people don't know you, and there are many prejudices on women, so somehow it's like you have to start from zero. And so I would say there are problems. It's not that there aren't, and but institutions, are there to help you, and the biggest help that you can have is by yourself. Reading a lot, learning a lot about which could be the problem is the way that you can help yourself. But I can't say there are no problems at all. It would be not true.
Despite these negative experiences, would you make the same choice again? Should you be able to go back in time? Would you still decide to become a petroleum engineer?
Definitely yes, and also I just wish to have been stronger. I mean, it's like more. If I knew, if I read more before, maybe if I create a stronger network before, probably I could have avoided some situation. Then, of course.
Okay, thank you. And so this very last word to everyone. Should you go back in time? Could you do some magic? Would you do the same? Would you choose the same career? Are you still so convinced that this would be your choice if you had a second opportunity?
Yes, for sure. We can do all'unisono. Can say all'unisono. Yes.
I would say yes, definitely. Everybody, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Then I think we need to conclude this webinar. I really thank you all heartily for being here today, for sharing your experience. Okay. I hope this will be inspirational for new generations and for prospective students who may decide to enroll at Politecnico, but more in general to petroleum and mining engineering. Thank you so much, really.
Thank you to all. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you. Good luck to everyone. Thanks.
Thanks, colleagues, and good luck for the new student.
Ciao a tutti.
Bye bye.
Grazie veramente.
Ciao, see you.
Molto.
Ciao.